Are you an INFP? It can be tricky to find your MBTI type since that app is full of confusing information. In this video, I'll try to provide some real-life examples to make it easier for you. Some of these might not resonate with you. These are mostly my personal experiences with INFPs. To feel accepted, they match their words and actions to the social setting they're in, but they end up feeling worse afterwards. When they don't act like their usual self, they feel like they betray themselves. They yearn for the perfect friend group, a group that will understand their true self. The reason for this is that they often feel misunderstood by other people. They feel like there's a wall between them and other people. They're not good at standing up for themselves, even though they know they're right. They learn to protect themselves against other people as they grow, but in their early ages, it's a struggle. It's hard for them to let go of people. Since it takes a long time for them to trust and open up to people, INFPs struggle with cutting them off when necessary. They forgive people easily too. You might see them tolerating a repetitive bad behavior. Under stress, they feel the need to isolate themselves from other people. They might suddenly disappear or ghost you. Most of the time, they don't mean any harm. They just can't bring themselves to communicate with anyone. Isolation is a defense mechanism for them. Oftentimes, they feel like they don't fit in, or as if people can't see their true inner self. They know how awful it is to feel like this, so they try extra hard to make other people feel welcome and understood. This behavior is different from other feeling types such as INFJ, ENFJ, ISFJ, and ESFJs. For INFPs, this action is much more personal. Their need to make people feel understood stems from their personal experiences. They are better at being sympathetic than empathetic. If they felt unsupported by their friends in the past, they will go to great lengths to support their current friends because they don't want people to go through what they went through. They can get very sentimental at times. They are usually very nostalgic. You might find them going through old pictures and messages a lot more than other types. They keep a memory box filled with items they collect through years. INFPs can be very opinionated and stubborn. They're usually not as opinionated as INTJ, ENTJ, and ESTJs. The best way to express themselves is through words for them. They're usually the friend that sends long paragraphs to you when you feel sad. They also use other types of art to deliver their emotions and thoughts to the world, but most of the time, they choose to write. People think INFPs are very emotional, but in reality, they seem very cold from the outside. They are very closed off with their emotions. They appear secretive because they're unsure if they can trust you with their emotions. Some other MBTI types might struggle with opening up because they might see their emotions as a vulnerability, but this is not the case for INFPs. INFPs usually don't think their emotions are a weakness. They feel insecure in their abilities to adapt to adult life and find their own path. They might seem lazy to other types, but this is not true. They try very hard to get things done and achieve success. People think INFPs are very sensitive to criticism, but from my experience, they are usually better at handling it than some thinking types such as INTJ, ENTJ, and ESTJs. They really like children. INFPs have a childish curiosity and creativity, so they really enjoy taking care of children and spending time with them. They value sincerity and honesty. Then they notice someone being disingenuous or fake, it throws them off quickly. They can be very judgmental, but they keep it to themselves and feel guilty for judging others. They can appear unfocused, distant, dreamy, and unaware of their surroundings. INTPs are often known as the nerdy type, but INFPs can be very nerdy too. Most INFPs I've seen are bookworms. They sometimes obsess over the past in an unhealthy way and criticize themselves too much. At times like this, they have many "I shouldn't have said that, I shouldn't have done this" moments. They usually try to run away from conflict. They're not really good at constructing arguments, so they might lash out sometimes. During arguments, they tend to refuse to communicate, explode, and say something uncalled for. They usually regret what they said and feel guilty for saying such a thing. They expect a life-changing thing to happen to them randomly. They have problems getting out of their shell, so they wait for a miracle to happen and change their life completely. Unhealthy INFPs might self-victimize in negative situations. They might act like a victim to run away from taking responsibility or accepting that they're wrong. They might gather people around them and act like the victim to get comforted and feel safe. Well, this is it. I hope some of these resonated with you. Comment down below your experiences with INFPs or just more INFP things. See you in the next video.